We will call the Village of Mount Sterling Council meeting for July 24th, 2023 to order with roll call, please.
David?
Here.
Bill?
Here.
Joyce?
Here.
Becky?
Here.
Ross?
Here.
Andy?
Here.
All's present?
Mayor, your microphone.
Lord, thank you for the beautiful day you provided for us today, Lord. And Lord, be with our village tonight. Be with our mayor and council, our sheriff department, our fire department, and EMTs. Help them with their times. And also, Lord, be with all the citizens in the village with your loving hands. In Jesus' wonderful name, amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone. At this time, I'll ask for a motion to approve meeting minutes from a meeting held on June 26th, 2023.
You have that motion?
I'll second.
Okay, David first.
And Andy, roll call?
David?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Joyce?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
Alrighty. Mayor's report, I don't have anything at this time, so we'll jump to President Pro Tem, Andy.
I'm going to withhold also my comments at this time and save them for committee updates.
Okey-doke. Public comment, visitors? Okay. Executive session, we have none, so we'll go to our department reports with Sheriff Department, Jeff Hill.
All right, you see that big sheet in front of you?
Yes, we did.
If you notice, there's a lot of activity on there. That's from May 22nd to tonight. So there's quite a bit of activity. If you notice, traffic stops are like way up there, 94 of them. And I do know the second shift guys and the third shift guys are writing a lot of tickets. Now, I know some of them are under village ordinance. I don't know how many, but we're working on getting that. Okay?
We had any yet?
But if you look at it, look through it real quick if you have any questions.
Jack, I got one question to ask you. On them big rockets they shot on the 4th of July, one of my neighbor's grass caught on fire, one of the giant rocket ones. I know it's all right to try to shoot the little ones, but is there anything about shooting these great big ones that go off?
I don't think there's any,
Nothing?
As far as I know, if you can buy it at the fireworks stop
It's
store,
legal.
we can shoot it off.
Okay.
yeah.
I just,
There's some stuff that we
What is
can't
it,
buy,
like 3 days before the 4th and 3 days after?
something like that.
Yeah.
okay.
Weekend before, weekend after.
That's what I thought, weekend before,
Yeah,
weekend
Yeah.
I
after.
just,
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Yeah, there's a surprisingly large number of animal complaints. And juvenile.
And juvenile as
Yes.
well, yeah.
Don't know if those are one and the same, but I think they're different.
Not going there.
I think they're different, but I could be wrong with that.
Animal complaints, probably 5 of those are one resident. They couldn't find where the dogs were getting out, so.
And then a fair number of suspicious persons and suspicious vehicles.
That's a lot of third shift stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
What are most of your juvenile complaints, if I can ask?
Like at the park, just being loud after dark.
Is it 10 o'clock's curfew, correct? Okay.
Which park?
Veterans Field.
Veterans Field, I know, I thought that was closed after dark.
Well, it's supposed to be, but they're.
I'll
they
I'll
get-
tell you why, I'll tell you why later on, if you didn't already know.
Well,
Why I knew that.
I tell you one thing.
Maybe I don't want to.
Well, it's got nothing to do with me, got nothing to do with me, no.
A lot of traffic stops too, I see, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
damn.
quite a few. There's just about one of everything on there.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I have. If you don't have any other questions.
Thanks,
you.
Janet.
Thank you for the update.
You're welcome.
We'll all drop here. Do you want anything else, Mark? Village Administrator, Mr. Byrne.
Mayor Darlington, members of council. Very proud, pleased to report 221 potholes to date
All right.
have been repaired by the crew. And if you see them, give them a little attaboy. They work very hard. We'll be doing one more probably in September. So no more during the summertime. We'll just start keeping track of things that we see during the summer. Now the alleys, some of the stone alleys, the Durapatch will not do anything if there's gravel in the alley. So I'm working with Courtney to get some product and throw some more 304s down there so we can get those alleys a little bit smoother. There are some deep ones there, we know that. I have a meeting tomorrow in West Jefferson with the Public Service Department to talk about street cleaning. They're gonna lend us their equipment, and we're working with them. They can use possibly our Durapatch machine. I haven't talked to them about it and see if they have any use for it, but they might. But we're gonna use their street sweeper and possibly some other equipment, and they're gonna use possibly our vac truck. We wanna work with them to get things done in each one of our communities, because we can't afford all their equipment, and they can't afford all our equipment as well. All right, the water service line surveys are still due in, get them in. We haven't been doing so well on that, so we need to keep concentrating on that, and I'm sure David would probably bring up at the end of the meeting about severe weather. We have possibly tonight coming in, so keep that in mind, and no tornadic,
Yeah.
severe thunderstorms. I'd be pleased to answer any questions that you might have tonight.
Hey, Tom, I like that Durapatch machine. It's saved us a lot of money on
Oh,
doing
yeah.
a lot of streets.
I think, thanks to council for making that purchase, and I think it's already paid for it, so I really do. We don't keep track of every pothole that we fill, but I know we did one up here on, coming into town on 56.
Yeah.
That I got a quote on, that was $10,000. That's a quarter of what we paid for that truck. So
Right.
thank you again.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Zoning and building, anybody have anything?
No, Andy will have more on that.
All right.
Uh,
Well, then that takes us to you, fiscal officer.
Yes, I don't have a lot. I didn't get any comments or concerns or questions from you guys as council. Again, we are getting ready for budget season yet again. I feel like we've just talked about budget. I kind of feel that, but I will be coming to committees again, probably in August, the first committee meetings in August, to talk about wish lists. So please, committee members, do get your wish lists. Again, they are wish lists, not permanent or not guaranteed lists. But we will be talking to budget, finance will be reviewing that, and then coming together as a whole to review what we think should be spent for 2024. So any of those projects, any things that you guys can think of, please bring those, because now we're into August, and I would like to have that budget on its first reading, possibly the end of September, the first part of October. Again, it goes on 3 readings. It will not be passed as an emergency. Because that gives the time, the public to look at that and review that and see where their taxpayer money is being spent at. And I think it's very important for them to, if any public members do have questions or concerns, again, my door is always open. You can reach out to me in many different ways to ask about questions about that, but I think it's important that we as the official leaders do make sure that that is spent properly. So, again, first part of August, please bring those to those committees. Because this time I'm probably gonna ask only one time, before we go into our big work session, okay? So with that said, I do have the bank reconciliation, and, you will see that, there was a bank error that was listed on this. They must have got the bank check and deposited, a vendor check that was written out, must have just got deposited to the bank the same time the statement was processed. So you will see an adjustment on this month, and you'll see an adjustment on next month for like $300. So, everything's been balanced to the T, and every penny has been accounted for. And I would just like to have a motion to, approve the financial reports, which is the appropriation status, the revenue status, the receipt listing status, the payment listing status, the cash summary status, the reader report, and this, bank reconciliation, for, June of 2023.
You have that motion?
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Joyce, David?
Yes. Roll call?
Okay, Bill?
Yes.
Joyce?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, and I will go ahead and circulate this around, and if I can capture your signatures,
Thank you.
and that's it.
Committee reports, finance,
It's the
Andy.
first page?
Thank you.
Just the first page. Yep.
We had our Finance Committee meeting on July the 19th. It was a pretty productive meeting, I think. We went through the spending updates to date. We do that every single meeting because we want to watch how much money is going out as well as coming in. The great news is that money is moderate at this point, so that's very, very good. What is not so good is, of course, that money is not buying as much as it used to. So even though we're tracking where we need to be, things are costing more than we planned. So that's not super fantastic, Go team, but we are watching every single fund to make sure that they're in the positive and that we're doing what's necessary in order to keep them in the positive. That means that we're also watching across the board anything that's coming out of our general fund, mainly because that's our piggy bank. That's one-time, a lot of it is one-time revenues that you don't get back. So as a result, when it goes away, it doesn't get put back. So we got to figure out how to make sure that that is very thoughtfully done. And the reason why is because we have a big plan to apply for a lot more capital improvement grants starting this year to improve things like drainage in the village, possibly some road work. This is a big deal, and you need matching money for that, typically 25, 30%. We've been able in the last 3 years to do an awful lot with what we've gotten, and we plan on continuing that approach. So I'm super psyched about that, but you can't run down the piggy bank and expect to go ask for grant money because they just won't write you a check on it. So anyway, the general fund is looking okay. Water fund is probably the one that we are watching the most closely. And other than that, I think we're tracking where we need to be mid-year. But certainly going into the fall, the dollars and cents need to be watched even closer as we get the last bits of really good weather to do work in. And so invariably there's probably going to be increased spend then. So we'll have to stay on top of that. Other than that, the next committee meeting will be August 2nd at 2:30 p.m.
Thank you. Pleasant Township, David.
Yes, we had a meeting a week ago. We discussed about getting the mower repaired. It's repaired now, and taking care of those summer weeds. Also, still talk of a new truck, but they're still up in the air what they want. So we'll have to wait and see. And also, they're going to check into it. Somebody in the township wants to start a petting zoo, and they got to check with the zoning before we can have a petting zoo. They're going to have like goats you can pet and stuff. So we'll know more about that the next meeting. And then they paid the bills, and that's about everything.
Thank you. Squad choice.
We've had a couple of different meetings within the last month, and meetings have gotten rearranged and rescheduled and whatnot. But the bottom line is they were able to secure their health insurance for the employees. And the next meeting is the 9th, on Wednesday, August 9th, at 8:00 p.m. I don't have a whole lot to report. They paid the bills. That's about all. It was pretty, yeah, once we got through the whole insurance issues and the executive sessions and stuff, it was starting to get back to normal, so that's all I have on squad.
Okay, thank you. Fire, Ross.
I really don't have anything. Their meeting is going to be rescheduled for tomorrow night, the 25th.
Okay, thank you. Water, wastewater, Joyce.
We did not have a meeting today. There wasn't anything to discuss. We had a meeting last week to follow up on some issues that Tom was checking on some things for us. We got a lot of things that we want to get done, but we've got a lot of things on hold right now. meters are coming along nicely. Would you agree, Mr. Byrne? We were supposed to get one done today, but we were unable to do so, so I think it's been rescheduled for tomorrow. And that's about all I have for water. Our next meeting will be August 28th at 6 o'clock.
Thank you. Street, Becky.
Yep. As Tom already gave an update, 221 potholes. So yes, kudos to the guys. And if you see them, you know, I had a business owner and a resident both thank me for potholes getting done. And I said, it wasn't me, but you're welcome. And told him to thank the guys if they saw him out there. So really happy about that. And again, the street sweeping we've talked about, Tom's going to get that all worked out tomorrow and scheduled. And then hopefully we'll come up with a real good plan and everybody will know when they need to move their cars and everything. But we're looking for more towards the end of August, I believe, for that. And then, let's see, our next meeting is going to be on the 14th. That's a Monday night at 6 o'clock of August. August 14th, sorry.
Thank you. Parks and Rec. Also
Okay.
Becky.
Okay, busy. We tonight had at 5 o'clock, we had a dedication of some park benches out there. And it was a really good feeling. We explained how grateful we were. I don't want to call it a fundraiser because there are actually no leftover funds. The benches and then the concrete pad, it takes the whole $1,500 to put that in there. But it is a definite asset to the park that someone is purchasing for the park that will be there for decades. So we're super excited about that. I'll tell you, tonight it was hammer time in the youth league and what's his name? Stan Hansen. And we had representatives for the youth league and hammer time out there, and they both loved the benches, loved that it's like a composite material, that it's not going to rot. They're really happy with the lettering and everything. Stan Hansen lives in Florida, and he kind of refers to himself as a townie, loves this village, does everything he can for this village, and gives tens of thousands of dollars to this village, and every year. And is especially generous with the youth league and the parks department getting those ball diamonds going. So we did dedicate a bench in honor of him tonight, but again, he's in Florida and his wife is ill, but Jeff and him, they've talked and they're gonna have a cup of coffee out there next time he's in Ohio. So maybe if we know that's happening, some of us can go and thank him for his generosity to our community. And then we also, let's see here, we have a movie night this Saturday. We're having a throwback. We are showing Harry and the Hendersons. That's from, that's an old school. I think it's 90s maybe. So yeah, we're having a throwback Saturdays, but it's going to be a lot of fun. And the youth league is going to run concession again, so we don't have, the worries of that with the parks committee. So, but we'll be out there, and the movie will kick off at dusk, which is right around 9 o'clock. So bring your mosquito repellent and your chairs and blankets or whatever. I don't think you're going to need to cover up. It's going to be 90. So just bring yourself and the kids and grandkids, whoever, out. It's going to be a fun night. And then coming up August the 12th, we have our Special Olympics softball tournament. And the American Legion always does the flag raising ceremony for us, and then we have a really great softball tournament out there all day. That will be on August the 12th. So if you want to watch some athletes out there at their best, it would be a great day to come out and watch a little softball at the park on the 12th. Let's see, what else? We have legislation on tonight. So as everyone knows by this point, we got a grant for a project, phase 1 at the park. We are putting in swing sets. Our committee looked at all the plans and finalized our choice, and it's a really nice plan for all different types of swings, and there's 3 actual
Bays or-
bays. Yeah, so you had a few swings in this one, then you have another bay, and if you hopefully you've all been out to the park, but right now we have our concession stand, and then we have the slides and the jungle gym things, and it's just gonna go right on down the line with the swing sets. So, it's gonna be a wonderful asset, but what the legislation that's on tonight is we need to ask council to front us the money, because we have to wait until the grant pays you. It's already been approved, so it's 100% guaranteed. But we have to, wait until things are done, and it's a couple of months turnaround to get that money. So that's the legislation for tonight. So I hope everyone is good with that. I haven't heard any questions or concerns to this point, so hopefully everyone, gets on board and we can get that stuff ordered and it can get out there. Hopefully before winter hits, it'll already be out there. And I think that's about it. Our next meeting will be Monday, the 14th at 5 o'clock. Did I skip something?
August the 14th.
Oh, August 14th. August the 14th at 5 o'clock. And I think that's it.
You did talk to us, Jeff, and they're gonna, Wednesday, they're gonna spray down there. I don't think they normally do go down to the park, but, since you were having the.
Great.
I don't know how well it'll last on this, but
Great.
probably couldn't hurt. All right, thank you. Record of retention, Andy.
Yeah, we met on July 14th at 8 a.m., the hour that everyone loves best. And we got through a lot of stuff, but I just want to give a big shout out to our volunteers who help us with the cleanup on this. So what many people don't probably realize is that there's a lot of steps to this process, and you actually have to turn every page and check every page before it ever leaves the building. And that's actually not the difficult part. The difficult part is, what do you do with it once it's marked not to go to the Historical Society? And a lot of times that means it's shredded or thrown away. And we have volunteers who have graciously volunteered their time to go ahead and just simply shred them for us. And I want to thank them so much for doing that over the course of the year. They've gotten rid of pretty much an entire hallway's worth of stuff. It just matters so much, and we're freeing up a lot of space in the village, and finding and keeping the stuff that actually really matters. So again, thank you for all that. Our next meeting is going to be August the 4th at 8 a.m.
Thank you. Safety Block Watch, Bill.
We did not have a meeting this month, so I've got nothing to report.
Anything, Andy?
Yeah, we have a meeting. Excuse me, we did not have a meeting yet, but we will have a meeting, and we have 2 pieces of things for the Planning Commission to work on this month, but I don't know if they will be formally received in time for a July meeting, which I don't think can happen. So that means it's going to be August 22nd at 6 p.m., which will be the next one, right?
We'll have a meeting tomorrow on 2.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. Do we have enough?
Yes.
They were formally received then?
Yes.
Okay, all right, so we will have one. It'll be tomorrow night at 6 p.m. then. So sorry about that. A lot of these things trickle in when they kind of trickle in. So yes, we will be having a meeting tomorrow night at 6 p.m. So I'll report back next session.
Okay, we're gonna skip back to nuisance, which I skipped right over. Joyce.
That's fine. We met today at 5 o'clock, and, of course, we talked about tags, delivery of tags, what can we do better? And I tell you, we had a lot of tags that we had to follow up on, and we got resolved. I'm very pleased at the hard work and efforts that were put into that. But then again, we still have more popping up. So we are continuously reviewing things. We've taken in some complaints, gotten some emails. I think most of them have been resolved. And yeah, we're just plugging right along. Marcy mentioned earlier about a fall cleanup. I'm non-committal on that at this point. She's going to talk to Mr. Eisler at the school, and we'll see what kind of interest we can generate and what kind of a volunteer base we can pull together. Our next meeting is going to be August the 28th at 5 o'clock.
Thank you.
Certainly.
Zoning, Becky.
I don't think we have anything.
No, you guys will have a zoning, at the end of August.
Okay.
There will be a variance.
Okay, so we will let everybody know in one of the August meetings when that meeting is.
Yeah, it'll be, the August, oh, sorry, I should have had this. August the
Should be.
29th, next meeting.
6 o'clock?
Yep.
Okay, August 29th at 6 o'clock. Apparently, we have a variance to hear. Okay, let me just go straight into trees.
Yeah, straight into
Okay,
trees.
so Tree and Beautification Committee will meet this Thursday at 1 o'clock, and we are not going to meet here. Courtney's put it on public notification. We're going to meet at Mason Park. We have a young man that wants to donate a tree. He's been raising since it was a seed, and he wants to donate. So the tree committee is going to go out and find a good place for that tree and get it planted that day. We're also probably, we've never, as a whole group, had the opportunity to look at Mount Sterling's oldest tree back there, and I believe it's all cleaned out now, isn't it, Tom? Around it, near it, sort of? Okay. So we can at least get around, near it.
Oh, yeah, you get in there.
Okay, so we're gonna take a look at that and maybe some other beautification projects at the park, but yeah, we're gonna have our meeting out at Mason Park at 1 o'clock this Thursday. 1 o'clock, the 27th, okay?
This week?
Yes, this week, just in 3 days. And, yeah, so other than that, I think that's all I have on that.
Okay. That takes us to ordinances and resolutions.
Okay, we have ordinance, 2023-06. It's an ordinance accepting a park improvement design for Mason Park and declaring an emergency.
Is there any discussion? May we have the plans placed in the lobby so the general public can provide input?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Is there suspension of the rules?
Yep.
I just wanted to know, why are we doing it as an emergency, out of curiosity?
Because, of the time it takes to get them ordered.
Okay.
We've been working on this for literally almost a year. And if we get them ordered soon now, they'll be installed before winter hits. But I was surprised how long the turnover is to order them and then get them installed. And but that's why.
Do we believe the application to ODNR will be completed during this time?
It already
Yeah, we
has
we
been.
worked on it today,
Okay.
and we were just gonna wait for the approval, and then I'll send it tomorrow through
Yeah, she had. she'll have to sign it.
electronically.
Wonderful, even better.
Couldn't think of the word.
Okay. That's the one thing I want to know about the paperwork, so it's in, okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, and it's already been approved, the money, and then we also got a donation from MMRD, which will make up the difference in that grant amount and the amount it actually costs, the few $1,000s more.
And it will be moved back, so once
Yeah.
the grant's here, it'll be, the monies of 80,000 will be moved back to the general fund,
Okay.
Yep,
okay?
All right, can I have a motion to suspend the rules?
I'll give you the motion.
I'll second.
Roll call?
Becky, Andy?
Yes, sorry.
Joyce?
Yes.
My pencil keeps messing up.
Do you want a pen?
Joyce, Becky,
Yes.
Ross,
Yes.
Andy,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Now I need a motion to place it on the first, second, and third readings.
Motion?
I'll second.
Becky, Bill,
Roll call?
okay, Becky,
Yes.
Ross,
Yes.
Andy,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Joyce,
Yes.
And now a motion for passage of ordinance 2023-.
You have that motion?
Second?
David, Andy,
Roll call?
Ross,
Yes.
Andy,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Joyce,
Yes.
Becky,
Yes.
Okay.
The main thing I'm waiting on is the bicycle path.
It's coming.
maybe in the next phase. Okay, ordinance 2023-07, an ordinance amending the 2023 budget to transfer $80,000 from the general fund to the Parks and Recreation Fund for a park improvement project at Mason Park and declaring an emergency.
I'll give you the motion.
Second?
Okay.
Becky, Andy,
Roll call?
Andy,
Yes?
David,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Joyce,
Yes.
Becky,
Yes.
Ross,
Yes.
Now I need a motion to place it on the first, second, and third readings.
Motion?
Is there a
I'll
second?
make the motion. Okay, I'll second it then.
Becky, Bill,
Yeah.
okay, David,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Joyce,
Yes.
Becky,
Yes.
Ross,
Yes.
Andy,
Yes.
And now motion for passage of ordinance 2023-07.
Motion?
okay, Becky,
Second?
Andy,
Roll call?
Bill,
Yes.
Joyce,
Yes.
Becky,
Yes.
Ross,
Yes.
Andy,
Yes.
David.
Yes.
And like Becky did mention, is that it is gonna be a long process as far as like, you know, having things ordered and, you know.
How long we talk about, Courtney, basically?
I mean, with supply and demand, I mean, they were thinking like 12 weeks or something like
Okay,
that.
okay.
So I mean, obviously, when they,
It's good three, you look at these 3 months.
Already in. That was a nature bridge grant, that was almost a year.
so like, once we're getting into the fall and stuff, that's what I'm saying, is you may not see any of those transfers done yet until, you know, obviously we go through the quote process and things
Okay.
like that, so, you know, it's not gonna happen immediately, the money can't be transferred immediately, because we have to go through the process, but it's there.
Did you already?
Yeah.
Okay, got 'em all. All right.
All right. Roundtable, does anybody have anything for roundtable?
On Roundtable, our Mount Sterling Library, August 3rd, will be celebrating their 110th birthday.
Oh, wow.
And we've been very privileged to have such a good library and museum. And many a times when I was in grade school, Miss Young used to tell me to be quiet. It was like the old-fashioned days, but that Governor Bricker, there's been so many people use that library. And I think sometimes we take them things for granted. If you don't have a computer, there's a computer for you to use. And I've been a helper at the library for years, along with my brother John, and I'm just so glad we have it. And also, I want to bring up about the 4th of July parade. I know it's been over a long time. It was so great to see so many people turn out, and when we was carrying that flag with the honor guard for the American Legion, the only thing is, we're not wearing nylon jackets next year. Well, I felt like we was in a sauna bath, but wintertime you heard that song and you're standing at attention. If I don't bring a tear to your eye, and I'm so grateful for the turnout. And I was telling Becky after it happened, I said, it just makes you feel so proud to be American and a member of this village.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd like- go ahead,
I'm sorry,
sorry.
one more thing on Dave's mention that the library is celebrating an anniversary. They actually will be having an open house that night from 5 to 7 on August the 3rd. So definitely consider going over there, celebrating one of the treasures of our community with the greatest staff on the face of the planet. Do so much to push literacy in our community. It's a fantastic, fantastic place.
Give a time.
5 to 7,
And you say it's the 3rd?
the 3rd.
And we all must be thinking alike today, because I was going to comment on the library as well. They have so many, as Andy just said, great programs. I mean, from little babies up, you know, to teenagers and adults. And, you know, you see these women that are going to the movie nights, and I know they did a lot of work on that little free stand out there where people can go and get a meal if they need one, or a book, or it's really nice. We have a great library, and I always commend them. We always can count on them to get our movie, no matter how old it is. They found it on DVD, and so that's no exception this Saturday. So yeah, we have a great library, and my other notes were to thank the 4th of July parade. Thanks the Sheriff's Department again. As usual, they provide wonderful coverage, and you know, safety is top notch, and they're at every corner and making sure that parade goes off without a hitch. And you're right, David, it is great to be an American when we have that parade, and we appreciate law enforcement, and we throw candy at them when we go by them. Yep. But I just wanted to, just the same sentiments as David and Andy. So thank you.
Anyone else? All right, we are adjourned.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much. My blood kept breaking on those.
No, that was user.
Council meeting, yeah.
Well, good luck with your car, Bill. I just hate